Hi, how you doing? Welcome back. So today's going to be, I think, depending on how much or how smoothly things develop, is going to be a short one. Mostly because we already got the hardest things that we had to do with the package have already been done, and we are now just adding a few more features today. Two of those I left for you to practice. I hope you did. But if you didn't, it's fine. We're going to do them today. And that is the autoplay and the delay. That's the error that you are seeing right now on the screen, because the autoplay, we added the function, but there's no autoplay function, so we have to add that. The other one, the other feature, part of those two, is I thought about adding size. There is one place that we can tweak so that the carousel will be smaller or bigger. Sorry. So we can add size. We're going to add size. We are going to have a couple of predefined options for the user to choose, or we can open it up to a more I don't know how to say it. We can open it up so you can use any class that you want, basically any size class that you want, but that'll be kind of the expert mode, but you have the options. And the last thing that we are going to add today is the ability to connect your Infolist component with a model class, because right now we're just coasting along with an array, which is fine, but a more realistic scenario is that you're going to have a model, and that model is going to have a bunch of images, and that is how you want to use the carousel, with a bunch of images tied to a model. So that is the plan today. Hope you're ready. Don't forget to click the like button right away. I'm not going to wait until the end. So go ahead and do that while I set up. Let's see, what do we have here? So we have this error message. So let's get rid of that so that we can start seeing the carousel again. This is because we have this here. Wait. Let me open the actual carousel. What was it? Carousel demo? Or demo? Was it? Why? Infolist demo. I already forgot what I wrote. So yeah, we have this autoplay and delay here. We need to add the functions for that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back to the carousel component and let's start with autoplay. It's a Boolean. We need to either enable it or disable it. It's going to be disabled by default, and just by adding the autoplay call is going to enable that. So let's start with another protected Boolean here, Boolean or closure, and let's call this is autoplay enable, so we can keep following the same naming conventions that we have set up for ourselves. Let's set this to false. Let me adjust a little. Feel like the keyword's not the right place. 2 centimeters to the left. There you go. So autoplay enabled, that's false. We need the function that is going to enable that. Let's put it right here. This would be public function autoplay. It's going to take in a Boolean or a closure. Boolean, a closure, or null. Because you can call this without any value. Of course, calling it with the value of true, calling it with the value of false, it's pretty much the same as not calling it, but we can leave it open to the user. So this would be autoplay And by default, because we want this to be enabled with just calling the function, we are going to set this to true. All right. Oh, I almost forgot. Return static. Static. And here we can say right away, return this. All right, so what do we want to do here? We want to say this. Here is not in the right place. Wow, I'm so uncomfortable today. There. So this is autoplay enabled equals to autoplay. Okay, that's taken care of. Now let's head over to down here and let's add this get autoplay function. What? No, don't do that. Get out. Oof. I'm not hitting the right keys today. Autoplay, please. Get autoplay, and this doesn't take any parameters. Abdul Majid, hello, how you doing? I'm great, thank you for asking. How are you doing? How's your day going? Thank you for being here. Here we're going to set a local variable to autoplay. And we're going to set that to pretty much the same thing. This evaluate this. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's the spot. This is autoplay enabled. So that'll evaluate the closure, if any. And then we just have to return autoplay. Save that. And we probably still have an error. But now it's probably because the delay function doesn't exist. So let's keep on going. Let's add another one. Let's go back up. And this delay is going to be an integer. By default, it's going to be 4,000 milliseconds or 4 seconds. And so let's add another protected. In the best case, I just hope you're having a great day. That's good enough for me. So protected int or closure again. What do we call this? Autoplay delay. And this will be 4,000 by default. All right. So next, right below autoplay, let's add another function called get. No, sorry. Call it delay. I call it that. So delay. And this will be again integer or closure. Delay. This autoplay delay equal to delay. Now, lastly, we just need to get, what did I call this? Get delay. Why did he do that? I wonder. Get delay, no parameters. So let's call this delay. This, evaluate this, autoplay delay, and return that. Although I just remember that see how this get loop, that's when we're dealing with, and I wonder how can I fix this. I'll think about it, because I don't really like the fact that I have to pass a string into the options. But for now, we're gonna have to do it this way. When we are dealing with booleans, I just have to say if this is true, then return the string true, otherwise return false. If I don't do that, it's going to be always enabled because of the because I'm passing this into a JavaScript parsing function, and if I don't pass it as a string, it won't be transformed into an actual JavaScript boolean for some little bit reason. But that's fine, it's not too big of a deal. So we have get autoplay, we have get delay. If I save this, should be good to go. And we are, all right. And it's enabled by default. See? Why? Why? Oh, because I have it enabled. I have the call. I have it here. And it's I have the delay on 2 seconds, so it's going to be 1, 2, go, 1, 2, go, 1, 2, go. See? Now let's try it out without the autoplay, because that's going to drive me crazy. What happens if I just delete this? Sorry, if I just disable the autoplay and not the delay, it's going to be just fine. No autoplay. All right, see, that was easy. I'm going to comment this out as well. What else? Size. So there is one place, where was it? I think it's in the carousel index. .play.php. Packages, carousel, resources, views, components, carousel index. Yeah, it's right here. See this size 80? That's basically what defines the container for the carousel. And I went with 80 because I thought that was a nice size, but I realized that if I change this to, I think the max, there is one bigger. Let me see, change word. If I change this to 94, for example. Oh, I don't like that. Is it because it's vertical? Because it's vertical, isn't it? Okay, that's a problem. So what else do I have to change in order for this to work on vertical? It's probably on the, let me see. Flex call, orientation vertical, previews, next. Why did it go to 94? Let me switch it to see, it works there. Might have to fix it a bit on vertical because I don't know what's changing there. Let's figure it out. Let's take a minute to figure it out. See, that you can add delay fast. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've been adding enums for orientation, and I'm going to add one for size. I could have a couple of options for slow, fast, medium. Yeah, we can do that. Let me figure out this sizing thing first. GCC again. Inspect. Not you, not you. Size 94. Why is it growing all the way? Oh, is it because the 94 doesn't exist? I think it's 96 instead. Let me check. I'm going to go to Tailwind CSS real quick and just find this size property. And the max is yeah, 94 doesn't exist, so it just wasn't adding any size. That's why it was breaking. Let's do 96 instead. Okay, it's staying in that. If I don't add a size on vertical, but if I add a size that does not exist, it's going to go bananas. I can also, for example, say, let's add a custom value here, maybe something crazy like 450 pixels. And that is, I know it doesn't look like it. In fact, let me just make this a bit smaller. Let me grab it. Thank you. Just so we can see the change real fast. So let's undo this, 96, save it, see it's going down, and we have it at 80 before. Was it 80? I think, and that's going. So I'm going to add an option for the user to choose between three sizes, small, medium, and large, and also they can optionally pass in a string with any value that it's from the size subset. So anything from the Tailwind CSS size, any value from there, they can choose whatever they want. At the risk of breaking the design, but you know, it's good to have options. So let's decide on a good small size. So if we are going 80 for, I think 80, no, let's say 96 is large. That's the last number. So what would be right in the middle, like 40 something, 48. So 96 large, 48 medium, and let's cut this in half as well. Let's go with 24. 24, 48, 96. So for this, we're going to create one new enum class, and that will be in our Infolist Packages folder, Infolist Carousel, sorry. And I think we already have one folder here inside Source, Infolist Components, Carousel. We have one enum here. Let's create one more. Carousel size.php. Has the whole namespace, and then we say enum carousel size. This would be a string, and then case small. That'll be the string size 24. Then we have medium. That'll be size 80. No, 48, sorry. 48. And then large size 96. Save this. Let's go back to carousel component. And right just before this one, let's add a protected. Again, this is pretty much the same. It's going to be, in this case, a carousel size class for closure. And it's going to be called carousel size, and it's going to be by default large. So carousel size large. And then of course we need the configuration method. Let's put it here. And this would be size. We're going to take in a carousel size for a closure. Call it size. Oh, forgot. We want to open this to be a string as well. So carousel size, string for closure. Let's fix that upstairs. 17. There you go. All right, so this carousel size equals size. And I'm always forgetting that this returns static. And here, let's return this. Finally, we need the configuration, sorry, the method to get the value. So have get loop, get orientation, get out to play, get delay. Let's add it here. Public function get size. No parameter. Size equals this. Evaluate this. Carousel size. Now, we need to make a decision here. If the evaluation of that carousel size value returns an instance of the enum class, 32 rem, yeah, you could pass in if you want. It'll be open to suggestions as long as it is. I think the only limitation is that it has to be, well, not really. I mean, you could even pass in a string with two classes, like maybe width and height could be different. I don't know if that's going to break anything, but it's up to you. So like I said, if the result of this evaluation is an enum instance, we need to return the arrow value, but it could be a string. So if it's not an instance of enum, then we just return the value. So something like this: if size instance of carousel size, then we return size value. And that's it. But if that's false, then we just need to return size. That'll be the string value. Let's try it out. Oh, we need to actually make use of this, because using the function is not going to do anything. So let's go back to index.blade.php in our carousel component, blade component, and let's we're using add class, so this is already PHP. I guess we can just replace the single quotes with double quotes. How did I change surroundings? So I think it was Shift S. No, that's not it. Shift Y. Surround. Nope. I think it's Shift Y. Around. No, that's not it. Hold on. I'm I'm learning. So visual inside, single quotes, capital S, surround input, double quotes. Almost. I just have to visual. No, well, yeah, visual inside. No, not inside. Hold on. Visual around single quotes. That gets. Oh, that got everything. And then capital S, double quotes. No. I have to change the surrounding thing. I know it's taking a lot longer than it should be, but I need to get this right. Let's just do TS. Yeah, change surround. Single quotes or double quotes. I did it. I did it. Okay, so now that it's double quotes and it took way longer than it should have, we can just replace this size 80. So change word with a new, we're going to passing another prop here that is going to be called size, like so. So let's add it up here. Size. Yes, we don't really need to give it a value, but I will anyway. Size will be, by default, I said it was going to be large. So size 96. Yeah, 96. All right, so we have the prop. We don't need to pass it as options. We just need to pass the value here on the flex property. All right, so that's done. Now let's go to the carousel info list view. And let's use that property. This is getting a little too long. Let me break it apart. Here we're gonna say size equals get size. And finally, we get to use this in the actual Infolist demo. Let's start with small. So let's say size. And just import carousel size, and let's say small. Save, and let's see how it looks. Awful. Where did I miss? Class Infolist carousel size not found. Really? Did I not save it? I did. There's something that I didn't save. Yes, I didn't save this one. Why can't you? Did I not import it then? Carousel size. I didn't import it. No, there it is. Imported twice. What are you talking about? Boy, oh boy. Did I? Carousel size, which is supposed to be in here. Yeah, there you go. That's gotta be annoying, isn't it? Where did I import it wrong now? And here. Can you work? No? Okay. There, one more please. Jesus Christ almighty. Infolist demo. Oh my God. How many places did I get it wrong and not see it? Wow. Where's this? The carousel. Okay. Hope that's the last one. There it is, and it's broken again. $24.48. Those are the ones. Let me see the like this real quick. Size 24, yeah. Size 24, is that not the right value? Size 24, yeah. Size 48, yes. Why are you not working? And size 96, what is wrong with you? Hmm. Yeah, it was something weird with it. It's gonna be something weird with. Why are you? Why? See how it's not detecting the class, even though it is a class? 96, not there. 96, it does find it. 48 and 24, it's not finding it. I don't know why. It's... Sometimes, I'm telling you, weird things happen. I'm going to restart Vite just for shits and giggles. Are you kidding me? Why are you not finding the class? Why? What is wrong? Would you accept a custom value? Way ahead of you. No, it's not finding it. I don't know why. Curious, very curious. What could it be? What could it be making it not find some classes and others do? 400 pixels. Would you like that? No, still not. Add in enum. I will add it in enum, but I can't get past the fact that size, it should be a class recognized by Tailwind CSS. It is recognized by Tailwind CSS, and in fact, it does find some of them, but not all of them. And that's what's driving me crazy. If I go large, in this case, for example, carousel size, I go large, which is the one that is by default, and then it works. Why do you have size 96 in memory and not the others? Yeah, it's kind of strange. I don't know why, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna leave the option open right now. I just have to figure out why is it that some classes are not like compiled with the bundle. Class may have been used elsewhere, you think? But then again, I mean, Tailwind CSS job is to see a class in the content or the blade file and compile that. And I'm telling it to look for content in the resources, carousel resources blade.php. I'm not gonna get stuck in this for too long, to be honest. It's probably something dumb, but I'll have to figure it out off camera. I'm gonna leave the option there still until I figure it out and see why it's not compiling correctly. Last thing I'm gonna do just for fun is do a composer update. See if that would make the trick. Composer update, just re-update everything. Yeah, but even though it's in an enum, well, it's going to end up rendered. Even though the value is in an enum, the rendered template is going to have the class name, and that's when Tailwind CSS picks it up, not at the server side, but on the client side once it's rendered on screen. Let me just check something. I'm gonna go back to Infolist demo. Change it to small again. Not liking it. So I'm gonna try your theory. I'm gonna tell Tailwind CSS config to look for anything inside resources, not resources, src, what was the folder name? In this case, we're going with just .php. You were totally right. So I was totally wrong. I stand corrected. Thank you. That was really smart. So yeah, Tailwind CSS, it's kind of doing it on the server side. That's interesting. I didn't know it would My whole understanding was that you get the rendered view out to the client, and then because Tell Me CSS is running on the client side, he was going to analyze all of the files, but I guess I was doing it before. That's very interesting. So this looks awful. Let's switch the custom one for the default one. Still looks awful. Maybe we can update the default one to just show the ID. Resources, views, info list, components, carousel slide. It's just showing the state. No, man, I was about to give up, but your suggestion kind of saved the day. Thank you so much. All right, so let's just switch the side. This is fine. I mean, it's going to look horrible because of the content, but let's just yeah, let's leave it like that for now. Switch it up to large. All right. I guess we have a very good array of configuration options. And the next thing that I want to do right now is add support for models. We want to have this, and in fact, we want to have this state to be an actual model and display the model state in the template. So how do we do this? Okay, let's start with the database. Let's create a very simple database structure that will hold a bunch of model records, and those model records will have a field with a path or an image file name. Yeah, let's do that. So let's start with, this is how I see it. It'll be a carousel model. Carousel model. And then that carousel model will have a bunch of slides. And each slide will have an image file. So let's create this model, and let's also add a migration and a factory. Am I gonna need the factory though? Probably not. Or maybe I will. Let's leave it in. Because I probably will use the factory in the Cedar. Yeah, so carousel. And now let's add another model. In this case will be a slide. URL for the file, for the link. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, what I'm worried about right now is just connecting the info list to a model record, to a column in a database. Functionally speaking, we would need a URL, maybe a description, or a bunch of things that will functionally be used in a carousel scenario. Right now, I just want to have a field. Could be like a string or a name or a number, whatever. It's just the ability to use a model and have a collection back and connect that collection to the carousel and have that collection be each of the slides. So let's make model slide. All right, So we have carousel, and that carousel has many slides. Let's open the create carousel table. Do I need to do anything in the carousel? To be honest, I don't think so. To be clicked. Yeah. I understand, and it's a valid functionality if we were creating an application. But in this case, I'm just gonna go with one field, and that's just the email. I just need a string value that I can then use as a state for each of the slides. You know what I mean? You'll see what you'll see what the results are. But yeah, realistically speaking, you would need a file and you would need a URL for you to click on the image, because each of the slides is an A tag. Yeah. And again, each of the slides is an A tag, but the slide content depends on the user. If you want to change that content, you would have access to, technically, all of the records in the model, and you'll see how. So carousels, I don't need anything on the carousel table, to be honest. I do need something on the slide. All I need here is, like I said, a string value. Let's call it file. File name, just in case. And obviously this is linked, not this table. This will be a foreign ID for carousel class. All right, now let's work on the model. Close this. Let's open the carousel model. No, slide. Well, no, carousel. Where's the model class? Come on, come on. There it is. Models carousel. Let's add a relationship here. And it's going to be slides. It's going to be as many. We have a carousel model class, and that carousel model class has many slides. Do I really need? I don't think I really need a I think I went too deep. I don't think I really need maybe I did. We'll see. Okay, so let's leave it like this for now. Let's work on the data. I don't know if I go with Thinker or should we just go to. I think I have a database connection already for this. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I did a little bit of work ahead of time. And this is how the database, I hope this is big enough. We have a slides table here. We have 3 records and they all belong to one carousel. The thing that I'm thinking of is, well, I don't think I needed the relationship, but maybe I do. If we go back to the Infolist demo, for example. We're going to need a property up here for the carousel. Let's try like this. So public carousel we can't use okay, we can't use carousel as a name. We already have one class called carousel, so let's add it as carousel model. Now we can have a public carousel model carousel. Oh yeah, I needed the relationship. This is look. So we have the carousel. Now we need to, let's mount it. So let's add another public function mount. We're not going to take any parameters, and we're going to say this carousel equals, let's just find the one carousel that we have. So carousel model find one. Usually in a more realistic scenario, again, this component would be linked if you're using it in a LiveWire page outside of Filament. You would pass the carousel record as a prop, as a property. If you were using it as a full page component, you would pass it from the route. But in this case, we are just going to find the one carousel demo, carousel record that we have in the database, and that will be enough. And if you were using it in Filament, you would typically create a resource called carousel resource, and that will be linked to the carousel model, and that will be the record for the resource. So now we have carousel. Or what we have to change now is, instead of state, we're going to change this. Instead of state, we're going to use record. What will be the record? This carousel. Do I need to use a query here? Let me check. So the record, probably not. So the record for this Infolist is going to be carousel. So now notice that I probably don't have to change much, because if I use carousel make slides, slides represents a property in the carousel model, And in this case, that property is a relationship. So what am I getting back from calling this as slides? I'm getting back a collection of models, of slides. Now, it's going to break because we are not supporting that. And in fact, well, maybe not break, but let's see what happens. If I just save and go back, we get nothing. It's blank. And that's because we're using the, not really failing, but let's go real quick to the default slide. And I'm going to quickly just do a PHP. We don't have to do it from here. In fact, we can just go back to the carousel or the Infolist demo. And let's uncomment this slide view. But instead of a string, let's use a callback function. And we already know that we can inject two things in here. We can inject state and we can inject the slide state. Let's see what do we have on those, starting with the state. What's your problem? Why aren't you reacting the way that I want you to? Should have a DD in there. Of course, I didn't save. Haha. There you go. Plug image. Yep, we can do that because look, what do we have here? A collection. So the state is a collection, not an array. So we need to fix that first. And that collection is basically a collection of slides. And in fact, if we go and instead of state, let's dd slide state. What we get back is still a collection? No, hold on. Is it a collection still? Probably. Interesting. I was hoping I was gonna get a slide. Single slide. That's quite interesting. All right, let's first fix the collection problem. Let's go to our carousel blade view from the Infolist component, and let's work on this. So, state array is going to give us the state, and this is going to be a collection. So what I want is check if this is a collection instance with slide. We don't really need to go into the, because with is for the relationship. You'll see what I mean. What I mean is that from the Infolist component, from the make method, you can use dot notation to go into the slide model and select a single field. So there is no need to do any blocks or slides. And this is what I want to do. First, let's check the state array. And if state array is an instance of illuminate support collection. Now, notice that I'm going to the illuminate support collection, which is the parent of the class Illuminate Database Eloquent collection. So the Eloquent collection, the Illuminate Database Eloquent collection, is a subset or a descendant of the parent class Illuminate Support collection. So if I check for the instance, of Illuminate Support collection, then if it is a database Eloquent collection, it's going to be true. So if that's the case, I probably just want to turn this into an array. So state array, let's turn it into an array using state array all. Okay, it's complaining now about an undefined variable. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Did it again here? Why? Why is it doing that? Okay, now I'm getting the actual slide when I print out the slide state. So now I'm getting the actual model class for each of the slides that I'm trying to iterate over. So here, slide state is actually a model class. So if we go now into, let's go to the carousel slide, our default one. So right now we're just printing that out. Hey Amos, how you doing? So we're just printing that out. Let's see how that looks if I just stop DDing. Revert this back to that. Okay, so it's just printing out the whole model. It's not very clear, but as you can see, it's just the whole model name, which looks awful. So what I'm going to do is, by default, if the state is a model, I'm glad. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. If the state is a model, by default, I'm just going to display the model key. So let's go back to here, and how do we want to do this? State instance of, not like that. Let's add an if here. If state instance of, what is the, hold on. Instance model, illuminate database, eloquent model. I probably need to add that. So if it's an instance of a model, I want to print out state get key. Happy coding, thank you. If it's just a state and then just else, otherwise just print out state as it is and if. And there you go. That's the key of the model. Now check this out. This is happening because I'm getting the model instance because I'm telling the Infolist component here in the Infolist demo to just connect to slides. This slides is the relationship. So I'm giving it the relationship to give me back everything from that relationship. So that'll give me a collection of models. And if that's what you want to do, for example, if you wanted to use the model to use in your own slide template, for example, you may have a URL, you may have an image file, you may have a description for the image for each of the slides. So you can use the state as a model and then use the state properties to propagate data in your slide view. But maybe you just want the file name itself. So you can tell Filament, okay, stop doing that. And then you can use dot notation and go into the property that you want. In this case, is file name. That is still going to give me a collection, but it's a collection of values, not a collection of models. If I save that, by default, I'm just echoing the state. Since this was not a model, by default, I'm not looking for the key, I'm looking for the value of the state. And the value of the state is the value of the field that I just referenced. In this case, the image file. And now we have support for collections, models, and you can use the model as is, or you can use a column in that model. Ain't that awesome? Should probably fix the example one that I was using too. Hold on. And that was in resources, views, components, right? Livewire, slide. So this might be a model. So I'm just gonna say, in fact, I'm going to use it as a model. State image file. And that's going to be exactly the same. If I go back and uncomment this. Ooh, tempted. Oh, of course, I need to. Use it like this. Oh, it's not giving me anything. Is it image file? File name. Wow. There we go. Let's see. I can't think of anything else though. Oh, that's good, because even though I said this was going to be shorter, we're already at 1 hour and 15 minutes. So this is a good stopping point for this week. Now, I can't think of any other functionality that I want to add. So I think next week is just going to be me trying to figure out how to publish this, how to go into the packages site and publish this as a 1.0 tag, and just dealing with GitHub, tagging the branch and publishing this, and then also figuring out how to publish the Infolist component into the plugins page of the filament.com plugin section. That's going to be fun. Maybe not as exciting as coding, but still. All right, we're gonna leave it here for now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and if you found any of this helpful, don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and as always, see you in the next one. Sorry about that.